I like the way you ride with that booty on me.
Girl, you are a beauty. Yes, I am a beast.
You ride with that booty on me.
Where's your boyfriends? Where's your husbands? This, by the way, is a kale juice. When I appropriate culture, I do it big. Hello! Welcome to another dinner with me. I'm in a weird mood. Don't ask. You should know me by now. No. Okay, so today we are having a meal from a pretty popular food chain called Chester's. So we have some waffle fries, cheese sauce, Pepsi, rice, fish, fried sea bass with some kind of herbs and seasoning on it. And these little salads that they give you, they always have these on the side. All right, let's dig in. So I have Pepsi with lots of ice, so points for that. The fries are seasoned. The cheese sauce is like very cheddary. I like it. Anyway, I asked if you guys wanted to hear the story about our meeting, and I believe it was a miracle from God coming into to send me someone to marry who is going to take care of me.
Oh, girl, honey, sweetie, baby child, ma'am, I'm assuming gender here.
And vice versa. We take care of each other. As in Islam, you know, marriage is very sacred. We believe in marriage, you know, not just frivolous dating and...
Well, it's over. He fucking cheated on me. He was talking in a sexual way with Kay Bella. Fuck men, I'm done.
I'm gonna say that because before I met Salah, it's important to know a bit of a background. I'm not quite proud of. My views and morals have changed. Actually, it's not that they've changed, it's just that they've come to fruition because, like, I never felt good with the way I was living with, you know, letting men disrespect me and not respecting myself, not having higher value for myself and what I want in a partner. And I learned all that when I met Salah, when I reverted to Islam.
I don't even believe in God right now. Why am I wearing a fucking hijab? I don't believe in anything anymore.
That being said, right before I met Salah, I was pretty lonely. I had just like gotten out of a relationship with a narcissistic abuser, and so I was feeling pretty low and looking to like just fill that void, and was just like dating around and like being really not really caring about myself, you know, like just yeah, struggling with a lot of things. And at one point I became really sick of the dating scene and men altogether and just the idea of having a partner, anyone in my life. And I was using Tinder to meet people at the time. And I was on there all day, like it was like an addiction. Meaningless encounters, not respecting myself whatsoever. That's how I felt inside. Maybe I didn't always portray that on camera, but I felt that way a lot of the time. Anyway, I thought, you know what, I'm not going to check my inbox anymore. I had seen in my inbox a message from Salah, and I just kind of like ignored all messages. I was like, I remember looking at him and thinking, wow, like he's handsome, like just what I'm looking for. Like I was attracted to, like, for a while I've been attracted to like Arab men. And he was like exactly what I pictured, like dark hair, just handsome. Like he's just very handsome, tall, dark, and handsome. But I didn't know how tall he was at first. Okay, so then he would leave me a sweet message and I would just kind of like, I ignored everybody until I left. I said, you know what, I'm fed up, I'm not answering my inbox. I'll leave my WhatsApp number. So I said, like, I basically prayed to God, because at the time I was raised Christian Catholic. So, you know, I went through phases where I was agnostic, even atheist and Christian. I love the sauce. So I was praying to God. I wasn't Muslim yet, but I started believing in God in Cuba, when I went to Cuba, because God made signs aware to me that he existed and he was there to help me, and he got me through the heck I went through there, you know. I know when people talk about God and you're a non-believer, it sounds like brainwashed psychobabble. I used to think that way about people when I was going through my like agnostic or atheist phase, so I get it, but there's like little corn in here too. Anyway, I prayed the night before Salah messaged me. I prayed and was like, listen, please God, send me a man who will take care of me and who is good for me.
I said I would never leave you and I love you. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. You see this finger? Shove it up your fucking hairy ass.
So I said my prayers and I said, I'm gonna do a test here. I'm gonna put my direct WhatsApp number in my profile on the dating app, and I'm gonna go to sleep, and in the morning the first person to message me is my soulmate. I do weird little tests like that. I don't know, my brain doesn't function properly, I swear. Well, I woke up, rolled over and checked my phone, and I had a WhatsApp message and it was from Salah. I have all the messages. Well, he has all the messages because I have like new number. I have a Kuwait phone number now, so anyway, I answered him. One of the first, the first communication was, I was like, where are you from? And he was like, I'm Syrian living in Kuwait. I was like, Kuwait, wow, I would love to visit there someday. And his confidence, like, was such an attractive thing for me. Because he was like, don't worry, you will, with a winky face and like, so I was like, oh, you know. He was like, do you know any Arabic? Maybe you've heard of the term Habibi. It was so cute. And then after a while of talking, marriage came up. Because in his culture, dating is not, you know, even on a dating app, you're looking for marriage. That's what everyone, in Muslim, also custom, dating is forbidden, so the goal is marriage.
I'm fucking auctioning my fucking wedding ring. I hate you.
And I still listen to this voice note sometimes. It makes me laugh. So I sent him a voice note back and said, oh, marriage. Wow. And at that moment, I really believed it. I'm like, I'm never getting married. Never. And along the way, obviously I fell in love with him and felt safe with him and felt like this is what a union should be. It's better off for me to be alone. No one to criticize me, how I look, nothing. That I have chin hair or that I look weird. You know, I was so adverse to marriage before and to be the role of a wife, which is not a bad thing. And I'll be doing videos about that. He really did not want me going back to this kind of life, like taking off hijab, being high, but here I am. I was adverse to that and weary because I never had a man in my life who fit the role of a husband and protector in the way that I, you know, and provider in the way that I needed. So, this is so good. So that's how we met. Like, I firmly believe that Salah is my good karma. He loved me when I was a different person, yeah. From having went through what I went through. And I know a lot of people hate me for whatever reason. That's not my problem, that's yours. But thinking I'm a bad person, you know, morally inept because I was, you know, in an abusive, narcissistic relationship where I became addicted to harder drugs. And I just really just didn't respect myself or my life at all. You know, I didn't care about anything. I was in a very dark place. You know, I had an incident in Cuba where I had way too much alcohol and I just let everything that I was holding in, everything just come out. And, you know, a lot of people look at me differently because of that. But I still think that I have good karma. I had good karma banked up with getting Salah.
He asked her to fly to Kuwait before you got back. Are you fucking serious? You fucking piece of shit. I hate you. I don't know you. You're a cheater. That's not the person I married. You fucking liar. I hate you so bad.
Because, you know, I really did do a lot for the people that, you know, I was with. And I was taken advantage of. I was used. I was just put through the ringer. Hurt tremendously over and over. And I think that you have to go through a lot of bad ones, like they say, to get to a good one sometimes. Unfortunately. And, you know, Salah comes from a culture where it's such a shame, a huge shame if a man doesn't have his own life. You know, I see people joke about that a lot, like, oh, well, he's just with her for money. Because, that's such a narrow-minded view just because I'm overweight, whatever. I feel like that view is, we see that a lot on social media. If a bigger woman is with someone from a different culture, race, it's for a green card. We don't have green cards in Canada. You're a fat white woman with friggin' Canadian citizenship. Maybe somebody wanted you for that. I don't know. You know, he lived before me. He's living with me. It's a shame in that culture to not take care of your wife and everything. And I'm not used to that. I'm not used to being with someone like that. But surprisingly, I don't know how I lived a life like that before this, you know? So it's like really weird when I see old videos of myself. I don't even feel like I recognize that person anymore. The more and more time goes on, the less and less I recognize that person, that Chantal. Are you saying that I should burn in hell just because I'm showing my shoulders and wearing makeup and a wig and talking about pissing on a chair? Should I go to hell for that? Just because I don't cover my hair? Which, by the way, the Quran does not say anywhere that to cover your hair. So whatever. But that's how life is. We grow. We go through different phases in life. Each experience, it's like a snowball. Each experience you carry something with you. The rest you just leave behind. So anyway, that's how we met. I believe it was like a miracle.
I had feelings like maybe it's not meant to be because nothing was ever working out, you know? Just a lot of things weren't working out.
Yeah, that's my story. You know, I prayed and wished for God to send me someone, and he did. He sent me Salah. And now we're married and living in Kuwait, and yeah, I don't know. So that's the story. I finished my food a long time ago. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. See you later. Bye! When you're riding in an Uber and you feel something itchy, gonorrhea. I'm cracking in foot. Oh.